We begin today's NFL Daily with some Jonathan Taylor trade rumors. Oh, yeah, they're back. They ain't going anywhere. Ian Rapoport says the Colts are going to revisit the Jonathan Taylor trade talks at some point this season. Now, the Colts had listened to offers before the season began, but as we'll get into, had a verifiably insane asking price. The NFL trade deadline is October 31st, which is worth mentioning because that's coming up before you know it. It needs to be bumped back by 2 weeks. Taylor's on the PUP list for the first 4 weeks of the year. Then he can come back. Rapport says he can pass physical right now. Who knows if that's true or not. But this story's not over yet. Now, the two teams we know that were interested, the Green Bay Packers, which already had Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, and the Miami Dolphins, by the way. Two players were asked for in those trades, Jalen Waddle and Christian Watson, which is hilarious. How are you, it just doesn't make sense. No team is trading a promising young wide receiver who, even if they're not a true number one right now, probably could be in Waddle's case since Tyreek Hill is there, and or showed the ability to be a wide receiver one for a running back. And there's also this weird dichotomy. If the Colts value Taylor at a Waddle or Watson price, why wouldn't you pay him? Like, you get Taylor for way less than what it's going to cost to extend Waddle and Watson. So if that's the caliber of player, why wouldn't you pay them? The answer is because they weren't being serious with those trade conversations. And that's why talks went nowhere, despite the leak of, oh, we're close. Yeah, no, you weren't. You just tried to get someone to pull the trigger and panic trade on that one. Now, Taylor has been a very productive, impactful, dynamic, impressive running back in his time in the NFL. The ankle was really bothering him last year, led to a decrease in numbers, historically speaking. When you lead the league in carries 1 year, your numbers pretty much always go down, sometimes severely. That was the case with Taylor, who switched agents and wants a massive contract. Indy didn't want to give it to him at this time, led to a disastrous squabble between Taylor and the organization. The Colts, in the meantime, have the worst running back room in the NFL. Zach Moss banged up, I think will be healthy for week 2. Deion Jackson didn't play that much. It was kind of a heavy Anthony Richardson run workload. Now Evan Hall is injured. So it's not good in Indy. I would not be surprised if there is a move made by the Colts with Taylor before the trade deadline. But what do you guys think? Will the Colts trade away Jonathan Taylor by that NFL trade deadline next month? Y for yes, N for no. It is today's pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and go vote. I think it could happen with one big if. If the Colts lower their asking price. If it doesn't happen, nobody's making a trade. Nobody is trading away one of the better young receivers in the NFL for a running back who needs a new contract, who is also, you have to acknowledge it, and I think he's okay, but have to acknowledge it, who is injured. That's not how NFL teams do business, and it was frankly unserious of the Colts to have that type of asking price. Now, in the event that the Colts do shop Jonathan Taylor, the Green Bay Packers stand out as a fit, the Miami Dolphins stand out as a fit, plus just staying in Indy, kind of want to acknowledge that one too. Maybe they just pay him and get over it, or he shows up and does his job. The Baltimore Ravens, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, all teams that are aggressive, have some semblance of a question mark in the backfield, could be aggressive, try to add a running back. So this will certainly be one of the big trade pieces to watch as we get closer and closer to the NFL trade deadline coming up at the end of October. Today's show is made possible by Game Time. Who here has tried to buy tickets last minute, whether it's for a sporting event, a concert, comedy show, whatever? I know I have. It's a pain in the butt, right? And I was constantly searching of different platforms, what's got the best deal. The answer is Game Time. Use Game Time. Download the app today, create an account. Use promo code NFLChat, and they will give you $20 off your first purchase. Just create your account. It's a really easy process, by the way. It takes like 30 seconds if that to create your account. Then go over to the profile tab, hit redeem code, use promo code NFL Chat, $20 off. Terms do apply, of course, by the way. But Game Time, they make it simple. You don't have to plan months in advance. They have deals on tickets right up until the day of the event. You can get images of your seat before you buy. That middle photo, by the way, just take your camera and look to the left, look to the right, look up, look down. You'll see the camera move just like you. It's kind of like a live photo. It's a fantastic feature of the app. You can buy tickets in a matter of seconds. 2 taps and you are set. They're sent right to your phone. You don't have to dig through your email anymore. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code NFL Chat for $20 off your first purchase. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. NFL injury news today. Aaron Rodgers is out for the season after he tore his Achilles in NFL Week 1, as I'm sure we all know. And as a result, let me just be clear, we have had some bonkers ideas out there around the replacements for Rodgers. We looked at some of them earlier today, or I should say on Tuesday. Let's look at some names here that stand out more than most. Tom Brady. Honestly, if you are the Jets, don't you call? Don't you kind of have to call? I get he's a Raiders minority owner. You have to go through all that, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't you owe it to yourself? Like, you are a championship contender with average quarterback play. You also have the chance to do something truly hilarious. Adding Tom Brady to the Jets, he's old, it's highly unlikely, but wouldn't it be funny? Like, Patriots fans, trigger warning, that is a nightmare for them. And they get late in the year, Jets-Patriots. Jets take down New England against with Tom Brady at QB. Now, the Jets' offensive line is bad. It is bad, as we saw. Although, I will make note, too, Rodgers immediately is camp or whoever's saying he didn't like the cut blocking and that's why he got hurt. Okay, get rid of the football. It's quick game. That's all it is. If it is quick game and you hold the football forever, that's what happens. I also don't think that's Achilles are Achilles. I'm of the mindset that the Achilles are going to tear. Like, it's just kind of how it is. It sucks, but you're not. It's not like you took a bad hit. It was worn down. It tore. It happens, you know. Now, if Brady gets the ball quick, the cut blocks would work. It seems highly, highly, highly unlikely. But wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be kind of funny of seeing Tom Brady out there in a Jets uniform? Maybe sacrilegious is another term for it. Wrong could be another one. I'm also unconvinced that his age we ever see Brady play again. I don't think he's coming back to the Jets, by the way. So will he ever play again in the NFL? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Get your votes in for me in the comments section. Let's talk Colin Kaepernick. I know this is annoying, but big media keeps talking about it, so we'll talk about it. Kaepernick's agent has reached out to the Jets about playing for them, at least his agent, which I think is kind of annoying. Like, Kaepernick says all he needs is a shot. All he needs is a shot. He had to work out with the Raiders. They passed him. He has not played in the NFL since 2016. And this is the part, whenever we talk about Kaepernick, it just turns it into politics stuff. Like, both sides just make outrageous claims of like, it's like, no, you're both wrong. What are you talking about here? So, and both sides get mad at me when I say this, which makes me think I am right by taking the I don't know, partisan, whatever it is, partisan, bipartisan, whatever the proper term is, middle ground, right? Of course Kaepernick wants a shot. And Colin Kaepernick, to be clear, got blackballed by the NFL. That is why the NFL settled out of court, because they knew they were wrong. They knew that Colin Kaepernick should have been signed. It was ridiculous that he wasn't. But the dudes that were getting shots over Kaepernick back then, that is who Colin Kaepernick is now, with a slightly different adjustment there. It has been 7 years at age 35 since Colin Kaepernick has played an actual NFL snap. We would not be doing that for any other quarterback. We're not doing it for Tony Romo. All right? We're not even doing it for Cam Newton, who's younger and played more recently. It's time to move on. Kaepernick lost. It's BS. But it doesn't actually make football sense to continuously be advocating for a 35-year-old guy who hasn't played football in 7 years. Do you know how many guys fit that mold? A ton of them. He should have been on the football team a long time ago. The NFL won their thing, but it doesn't make sense anymore. Now, we do have a more in-depth look at some other more realistic names on our Aaron Rodgers video. The replacements video went out earlier Tuesday morning. If you're subscribed, you probably saw it. If not, hit that sub button. Make sure you don't miss out on on future videos. All right, we're going to go rapid fire on injury news here, other stuff. J.C. Horn going to miss multiple weeks with a hamstring injury. Cam Hayward will undergo groin surgery. TBD on his timeline. He might be out for a while. I'm sure the Steelers fans will be advocating for J.J. Watt. Deontay Johnson, a lot of hamstring injuries. I also pulled mine. Haven't pulled a hammy or a muscle in my life. I turned 30 and then I play flag football and pull it immediately. He's going to miss multiple weeks. I feel like mine's much less worse, though. Greg Dulcich will miss multiple weeks as well. That is the Broncos tight end. Fantasy players, be concerned here. Austin Eckler has an ankle injury, severity unknown. Might be time to snag Joshua Kelly off your waivers. Andrew Thomas has a hamstring injury, severity not yet known. They probably should have pulled him and Daniel Jones earlier. And the earlier injury, J.K. Dobbins, and it's going to have a massive negative impact on his future. Achilles injury, he's going to miss some time. Cam Akers came back quickly, didn't have the same injury history that Dobbins did. Hopefully he's good to go for week 1 next year, but we'll see on that front.